Hello everybody, Mark Antabate here at Tokyo Station with yet another review, this time over the Sonicblast, a lightweight and bouncy trainer with a feel for tempo runs or your daily run training. Alright, so before we go ahead and get started, I'd like to say I did pay for these shoes with my own money, meaning there's no outside influence keeping me from giving you an impartial review. So, I'm currently looking at my runner app and I got progressive mile repeats today, which are intervals, which is perfect for this tempo shoe right here. We're gonna put this thing through its paces and see if it can keep up with what it is that I need it for. The quick statistics of the day: these shoes were released on September 1st, 2025 to the tune of $180 US, 170 Great Britain pounds, or 190 euros. Inside of my part of the world, Japan, these cost me 22,000 Japanese yen. The weight of these is 256 grams or 9 ounces for a men's US 9. The heel height is 45 millimeters in the back, and the forefoot height is 37 millimeters, meaning that from the back to the front, you're going to have an 8 millimeter drop. Lastly, I'd like to say that these shoes were made for neutral runners or runners with an underpronation, but even runners such as myself who are overpronators, these will even work for you as well. We'll talk more about that inside the review. All right, I'd like to talk very briefly about the look of this shoe right here. Now, I'm normally wearing the ASICS SONICBLAST 2. I even wear them casually out sometimes when I know that I'm gonna be out casually and running, maybe the combination of the two within a day. Now, I've been out with my parents, both my mother and father, on separate occasions wearing these things, and they think that it is the absolute biggest, bulkiest, and ugliest thing, most hideous thing that they've ever seen before. And when I'm out in public and I'm wearing these, they do not even want to be caught dead with me on. These things right here, even though they have a 45.4 millimeter heel stack in the back, the whole silhouette of the shoe is a lot sleeker looking and a whole lot sharper. They look a little bit less intrusive than these things right here, which are more functional than anything else. All right, so I hope that you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna get a little bit of a warm up in. Just to initially talk about these shoes really quickly, when I put them on my feet and I walk around inside of them, it looks and it kind of feels as if, with me being an overpronator, as if I'm kind of walking with a bit of overpronation. But when you look a little bit closely, you'll notice that there is a whole lot of outer material and there's quite a big stack there on the outer sole. So there's so much there to help with the stabilization and with the stability of this shoe that it will keep even a guy like me and a guy like you, if you are yourself an overpronator, it'll keep you from getting hurt on the run. All right, having a quick look down at my shoes. I'm looking at the material. I touched it, I felt it, I walked in it. It's a very quite soft mesh. It feels very comfortable on the feet, very comfortable to the touch. It's going to keep you warm inside the wintertime, and it's lightweight enough for the summer as well. There are just enough perforations there to vent all that hot air out. Taking a look at the P-box plate that's on the inside, this is a lightweight plastic polymer here. This is not a carbon plate. Consider this like the Temu value version of a carbon plate, a little bit more budget friendly, if you will, and it gives you a little bit of that bounce, but not as much as you're going to get with a carbon plate inside of those, you know, super expensive running shoes. Now, the plate also adds some rigidity to the shoe, as it has these two soft foams inside of here, being the FF Blast Max and the FF Turbo Squared. Trust me, when you have some soft foams like that, you do need a little bit of something to help stabilize the shoe and make it a lot more firmer. And these shoes do run pretty firm for what they are, to have this type of foam inside of the shoe. And I think that's a good thing. Now, in terms of the sizing and the foot space that you have inside of the toe box area and all of that, I'm a guy that likes a little bit more of a spacious ride. I like to have my toes to be able to splay inside of that toe box there. And so I always get my ASICS shoes half a size up. But if you're a guy that likes to wear your shoes nice and tight, I would recommend getting them true to size, along with wearing socks that are a little bit more thin in layer. That way you can have them as snug as possible with just the slightest of wiggle room so that you don't rub anything there. I'm getting my warm-up run in, and to say the least, for the purpose of what I'm using them for today, intervals, they're good for that. The tempo runs, interval runs, all that kind of speed work that you're expected to do once a week to help build up some muscle. I think it's really good for all of that. Oh boy, that was hard. All right, so we had just completed our first interval. I am now inside of my 2-minute rest period cycle, just to tell you guys that these shoes are very aggressive in the rocker. They make sure that you go fast with how aggressive that they are up in the toe box. It really helps to propel you forward and make sure that you're not slowing down or going slow by your own free will. It just has that effect on you. All right, 10 seconds. Then I have 400 meters of slow, 400 meters of medium, and 400 meters of fast. Here we go. So I completed my interval run today, with the exception of my cool down run I still have to do. But all in all, it was a very good run. You remember I was telling you at the beginning of this review, as I was walking around inside of these shoes, that when you're walking inside of them, it feels as if you're kind of walking with an overpronation, if you are an overpronator. But as soon as you start running, you can feel all that stack height that's inside of the heels and the forefoot of these shoes, inside the midsole. And it really keeps you stable and safe and secure from getting hurt. And there is so much of a overlay there on the overpronating side of the shoe that is going to keep you from dipping in and tipping over and all of that good stuff. So again, I want to reassure you all that you're very safe inside of these shoes. These shoes are every bit as good in the stability end of things as the Sonicblast 2 are, inside of my humble, personal, unsolicited opinion. All right, I got my notes right here. Please forgive me for having a little gander at this, but right now we're getting ready to talk about the fit and feel of these shoes. For running, the Sonicblast feels firm and narrow, so if you're expecting something squishier or wider, don't bother. They don't come in any wider options than what you have here. Like me, if you have a little bit wider feet, do as I do with all of my ASICS shoes. I usually buy half a size up, and that may alleviate the problem for you. I'll say this, when in the run, they do feel a bit more comfortable than other carbon plated shoes like the S4 Plus Yo-Giddy and the Magic Speed 4. Now, they're not as fast as either, but more relaxed and more comfortable. Yes, I'll say that. Now, I said that I was going to talk about this earlier inside the review. I said that neutral and underpronators have nothing to worry about, as these shoes are made specifically for them. But overpronators like me, if they feel like they may have been left out inside the cold, there is no need to worry, as in actuality, there's so much of a big stack here inside of the midsole that, as you guys can see, it extends over to the, I guess, the overpronating side of the shoe, there's just so much stability there that you don't have to worry about rolling a hill or rolling inwards and hurting your ankle or anything like that. You're going to be very well taken care of. Your feet and your ankles are going to be nice and snug inside of these shoes. You're going to land how you normally land, and you're not going to think anything of it. All right, so coming into my final verdict, I like these shoes more than others that have reviewed them. I do get them while others don't. The price point for what you get is very attractive here. They may be slower than some other ASICS shoes with carbon plates inside of them, but with this being a very budget-friendly model for what it is, you may lose the speed that those more expensive shoes have, but you're going to make up for that by having more comfort and more stability than those more higher priced carbon plated shoes that you can get as an alternative to this. And for a guy like me that likes to be on the safe side more than anything else, I would rather be safe than going fast and get hurt. Yeah, I'm a weaker and I'm a slower runner. I appreciate that kind of stuff. I appreciate this shoe more than getting the speed stuff where you could go all out and go faster, shave off some seconds, but you might end up hurt just in the process of doing so. So these are a better fit for me. And again, heavier runners, you're gonna like this shoe. Overpronators, such as myself, you can run in them as well. And again, lastly, these shoes only make sense for somebody that's moving at a faster pace. If you're running at a jogging pace, you're not going to be able to take advantage of these shoes and of this very aggressive rocker that you have inside of the front here, as this only really starts to kick in and help you to move more speedily and readily. The faster that you run, the more advantage that you're going to be able to take of that. So you have to be running at fast speeds to get the most out of these shoes. All right, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching my review over the ASICS Sonicblast. If you found this review helpful, make sure you give me a thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe for more content such as this in the future. And if you want to know what I thought of those alternative shoes to this, such as the Magic Speed 4 and the S4 Plus Yogiri, then why don't you click right over here to see those reviews.